So next up we have Mono Blue Flash. So the idea with this deck is just to kind of play like this, the same kind of Mono Blue archetype from before rotation last year. We've got a couple of new cards. We've got Sea Dasher, Octopus, we've got Neutralize as different ways to help us get some card advantage. And with the way the meta is going at the moment, we've got some cages in the board which deals with a lot of what's going on. So let's just jam into some games. There's not too much to say about this one, but the deck looks awesome, so... did I apply my styles? Oh, I did apply my styles, okay, that's fine. Yeah, this hand's great. We can go Sailor into Octopus depending on what they're doing. Otherwise, we can hold up the Quench. Actually, Sailor into hold up Quench or put the Octopus onto the Sailor. It's probably going to be pretty good. I think I'm in for just trying to draw some cards. Here's my Flying Octopus. Robber, that's not triggering. I feel like I'm actually now supposed to hold back and try and block the Fervent Champion. Annex? No, no, no. That now holds back their entire turn. Castle's a good draw. Now we can activate the Spectral Sailor too. And cleave me, baby. Oh, they've got nothing. Oh, they're just paying full mana for light up the stage. I think I'm okay with that. They've already played a land this turn too. Oh, 2 expensive spells. Wonderful. Who's a good Octopus? I can afford to draw a card here. So they're not going to be able to play both of these, so yeah, this one's fine. They found an opt. That's not the end of the world. So it's going to cost them 4 to cleave. So I think I'm just supposed to block the Robber. Let them try and cleave me and counter it. Quench the cleave. I feel like this is a good exchange for us, so. Just gonna cast an Octopus. We can just jam in with the... Actually, let's just jam in with both. Let's just draw some cards. and then play this for 2, I guess. Stonequill Serpent with Sea Dasher Octopus seems sweet. Cleave me. Rimrock Knight. Sure, let's bounce this to your hand. Sure, you got me. Means the Rimrock goes away as well. Does mean they get to resolve Bone Crusher here, but that's not a big deal. They're not resolving Bone Crusher. That seems weird. Just going to keep attacking on the in the air with the octopus. Keep our card advantage up. Oh, we've got a main deck Aether Gust. Man. There's another Stonequill Serpent. I feel like we're supposed to counter that one. Them having two power first strikers, or 3 power first strikers with the End Breath is probably not good for us, so let's not do that. Don't you touch my octopus. It's my octopus. Should have maybe tried to use the dispute earlier when it was still live. I think I used a different spell rather than trying to dispute. Would have cost me an extra mana, but the essence capture, I think it was, would have been live for longer, so. Just keep drawing cards. This is great. This deck's great. I've already decided. Like we don't need to do any more. We're just drawing cards. It's fine. Mono red is double End Breath, sure. Mono red is struggling here, so. If Mono red attacks me, Mono red is dead on the backswing, so. I'm going to turn this Sea Serpent into a 5/5. It's going to be amazing. So you're dead to these blocks. Like, my creatures literally have trample. Like, I know you're gonna double pump and this is gonna have first strike, but we're literally gonna trample over for 2 and you're gonna be dead. So they're gonna have to show you the Aether Gust. Well, if we can brutalize mono red that well, then this is probably a good deck, because we also have Drakes to bring in too. Oh, we could bring in Shadow Spear as well. That probably seems reasonable in this matchup. We can take out the disputes. Can probably take out some number of the neutralizers and essence captures. Maybe a quench and just kind of play a little bit more to the board with Aether Gusts. Kind of into the Shark Typhoons in this deck too. That's sweet. Let's just go with this. What is the time? 10 to 9, sure. this hand seems fine. We don't have any interaction, but I feel like the Sailor Opt Borderer is probably enough. Like, we're not going to block anything, but... Okay. Okay, sure. One win on the board. Oh, I've nearly finished all my dailies as well, isn't that wonderful? Right. I would love to go first. Oh, we're against Garuda. This deck's got to be good against Garuda, right? Like, we just get to counter everything. Like, they're just never resolving a Garuda. It's worth noting for the sideboard games that they will have access to Destiny Spinners, which will allow them to get through, so we need to make sure we have some interaction for the Destiny Spinners. Raising Border is probably enough, but... WinCon, engage. And whenever they try and jam a creature, I get to counter it. It's going to be amazing. This one's fine. Oh, excuse me, sorry. What is their hand? I don't think I care about this, so I'm just gonna take a peek, see what we're working with. Now that I've got that, I think I'm actually no. I am just gonna let it resolve. Just nothing else is going to resolve to be able to help with that. Okay, Spectral Sailor's a great draw there. That means whenever we don't have to counter anything, we just draw cards. Oh, tap land. Tap lands are my favourite thing. So I guess the creature, the 4 mana 2/3 gain them 3 life and draw a card is probably the only creature we actually care about from them that isn't Garuda. Yeah, I don't care about this. It's like you can do this every turn, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to let this ability resolve, and then we're going to flash in the Sailor and draw a card. I guess at some point they could just resort to Thassa tapping our stuff, but I'm a little ways away from that yet, because they're going to have to jam this Garuda. Right, imagine they'll want to jam the Garuda. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, they didn't have a land there, so their hand's all spells. So that leads them to even more so having to jam the Garuda. Or Giga and Cyberclaw Temur. Sorry, I got a heap of windows open I shouldn't have opened. So we're going to Essence Cap. Actually, no, I'm going to dispute this. And then I'm going to scry instead of drawing a card. Because they are likely to get to having too much mana, and the dispute's not going to be relevant. The only thing is it does mean it's a 3-turn clock, not a 2-turn clock if I was countered with this. But I think that's fine because we've got the 2 hard counters for them actually doing anything relevant. There's another Essence Capture. Perfect. Nope. The octopus is lethal, right? So you gotta put it on top of the Sailor and that deals 6. Oh, excuse me. Opponent's boring me to death here. Sweet. Sweet. Right, so again, we've got cages, which deal with their combo, and Aether Gusts, which I don't even want the Aether Gust to. I just need to bounce the thing, I think is what we want to do. So disputes. Cut a Quench. Cut a Serpent. That seems fine, right? So we've got the cages to stop them doing their thing. And we've got a bunch of counter magic. Yep, sure. Let's run with this. Yeah, this hand's fine. Not exciting, but fine. I'm going X as 1 here so I can Octopus onto it and hit them for 3, start drawing some cards, and then try and hold up some counter magic beyond that. Okay, this is perfect. So this should lead to us being able to do that. Perfect. Yeah. Brazen Borderer is perfect. Okay, we got 4 mana. Elite Guard Mage is the exact one that I don't want, but I can actually keep attacking through that with this, so I actually don't think I care about this one right now. As much as it's like a fog, I don't have that much counter magic, so I actually want to try and hold off doing that. So I'm actually going to play the Sailor and then I'm just going to bounce the Guard Mage. Seems kinda counterintuitive, but it's just because we don't have any counter spells for that turn. So because they're playing Garuda, all their spells are even, so they can't have mystical disputes against us, which is really nice. So if they just jam this Guard Mage again, I'm just going to dispute it now and play the Borderer. Because that then just puts them on a 2-turn clock, and then we've got the neutralize to be able to counter it. So this position changed between the 2 turns because we found another counter spell. Counter that one. GG's. Sweet. This has been significantly quicker than the last deck, so I'm getting through games much quicker. Oh, and that's the last of our dailies for today. So we are approaching rank 25. We get another couple of mastery orbs. So. Right, let's go another 1 or 2. Probably got about another 20 minutes to half an hour. On the play again. So lucky. This hand's not amazing because we don't have a threat, but because we've got the opt and we've got 2 counters, I think I'm going to go with it. They also don't have a companion, so not sure what we're up against here. Opponent has mulled. Sorry, my bad. Wasn't paying attention, too busy playing with my sword. Okay, we got the mirror. And they've managed to jam a threat on one, even if it's not the best threat. I'm just going to jam this. Sure. That's about the worst case scenario, but never mind. Yikes. That's a stack and a half. Raising bottle off the top, please. God damn it. Yup. Let's move on to the next one. We've found no interaction. Like the counter spells, once they've got a threat in play, is just not going to crack it. The Shark Typhoons are probably pretty good here because it's an uncounterable creature. We're unlikely to ever cast this, but the cycling part is what we're looking for. I can cut the Aether Gusts. We want all the creatures still. I don't think we want any of these other cards. So I think we're just supposed to cut probably a Neutralize because it's the most expensive of the counters. Actually, I'm going to cut a Quench. What's wrong with this? Yeah, this hand's fine. Doing this now, so if they want to dispute it, then they have to tap out for it, and it uses up their mana for the turn. So we're probably doing that for the next few spells. See what they do here. I think I'm just supposed to jam the Octopus though. We've got to have another dispute here. Okay, they've only got an Octopus, sure. So. These will trade. I would imagine. No, they're not trading. Okay, sure. No spell there either. They need to cast 2 spells to get this bigger here. They're just bouncing my thing. I kind of want this to happen because I would like it to be on an evasive threat. But at the same point in time, I really just don't want them to, again, just don't want them to be able to use the Brazen Border. I should have Essence captured there, I think. The disputes are important. Okay, that works out fine. I couldn't have Essence capture, that's why I didn't Essence capture. Okay, this is fine. So I actually don't want to pay that. Then let this resolve. They'll hit me for 4. Yep. Could really do with drawing some more lands here. Could also do with drawing some kind of a Brazen Border or something to be able to get rid of that for a turn. Definitely countering that. Six is a lot. Stop trying to draw cards, opponent. That's exceptionally rude of you. I'm going to play a trump blocker here. Okay, there's the Brazen Borderer we've been looking for. Right, so I'm actually okay with this trade if we get to bounce this. So if that goes away, I'm okay with this trading off. This trade is then fine with me. Yep. And then I'm going to jam this for 2. So shield down for a turn. But they've got the Cutthroat and they've got an I've got these 2, they've got 1 card. So we've also got the Shark Typhoon that will be good in a minute. A Serpent for 5, that's brutal. Man, that's absolutely brutal. Okay, we've got a Brazen Borderer now, so that's actually a really good draw. So again, we'll stop in there. Yikes. Am I supposed to bounce the Shark now? I think I'm supposed to bounce the Shark. Then I'm just supposed to flash this in and hope for the best. I think I'm supposed to flash this in separately. And then I get blown out by Brazen Borderer, but that's kind of where we're at. Yup. And I've got another Cutthroat. Okay, that's not the end of the world for us here. That's kind of brutal. I definitely need to just counter that, so like they're gonna drown us in cards with that. So so we need to trade one of these off and flash on a Brazen Borderer and try and find something. And that's not it. So opponent played really well there, so don't begrudge losing a mirror when we haven't really played much of this deck before, so that happens. Mirrors are, those kind of mirrors are really difficult as well if you're not used to playing with the deck, because you kind of need to know where the fights are that you need to try and win are. That's one of the most important things in those kind of mirrors. So it didn't quite necessarily make all the best lines with using counters and such, so I don't mind losing that one. Oh, we have no lands, so we're not keeping this one. We have some lands, so we'll keep it. Easy game. I think I'm ditching a land here because I like all these spells, and we've got two mana, so. Stonecoil Serpent's a nice draw. Okay, we're against the deck that we were playing earlier on, which is the Phoenix deck. So we actually played this mirror from the other side, so it'll be interesting to see how we get on with this. We've got Cages and Cerulean Drakes to bring in post board, which is pretty ridiculous in this matchup. So. I think I'm always just supposed to counter these spells where they've had to ditch a card. I think it's always just beneficial to do that. Yeah, sure, you get to draw a card, but you're not drawing your 2. Did they miss a land drop 2? They missed a land drop 2, that's excellent. Actually, noticing they're not playing the Gigantha, so they might be a slightly different build. Or they just didn't realise they could put Gigantha in their sideboard. They're ditching a radical idea. They got a Phoenix. So they don't have a Phoenix. That seems weird to do that just now, but never mind. Doing this again because it just means that we're just grinding them out of cards. And even blitz my Spectral Sailor, that's fine. So that means they now need to put this on the bottom. Okay, they can't cast that. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say they can't cast that next turn. That seems really bad to do that. So. That's fine. None of the spells in that deck cost a massive amount, so we're not blocking here, I'm just testing it. So we can get the pass on. I feel like I'm supposed to start jamming one of these, but at the same point... Lava Coil, my dude. That's rude. Alright, we're just going to jam a Brazen Border and then play a Stonecoil Serpent for 3, I think. Hopefully 4. If we draw a land, it'll be 4. So we get to bring in Drakes and Cages and Disputes and Gusts. So don't want the Essence Captures because it's just not going to hit often enough. Because we're bringing in some extra creatures, we can actually cut some of the other creatures. Stonecoil Serpent's excellent because it blocks the Electromancers and the Riels. So you can just play it for 1, it'll block Riel. Same with Cerulean Drake. This having protection from multicolored is relevant. Can maybe cut like a Spectral Sailor. Don't know how. The Octopus on the Drake's just ridiculous because it's just an unblockable card drawing engine in this matchup. Quench is maybe not amazing, and maybe you can cut and neutralize because we've got better answers. Let's go with that. We have lots of good counters, so I don't think we need all the neutralizers. This is probably going to be the last one, last game or last match. Yeah, I think we keep this. We've got the cage, which is going to be brutal against them. We've also got the Spectral Sailor Octopus, or Storm Coil Octopus. So they mulling to 5? They've mulled to 5. So I intend on opting here so we can try and find a second land. Land, please. Land, please. Oh dear. Land, thank you. This is the shock. I'm assuming this is either going to not resolve or die, but they're disputing that one. Sure. That means they can't dispute the cage. Maybe we're just supposed to Stonecaller for 2. Actually, no, because they've got access to the X, the deal damage to my thing. I think I'm supposed to hold up Cutthroat and Flash and Cutthroat, where I can Aether Gust like a draw 2. Discarded Blitz. I think I am supposed to still do this. Just put that away. Serpent for 1 means that we can still flash in either of these at their end turns, so that one's fine. Sprint Dragon, yep. That'll be why my my Stonecoil Serpent got rudely removed there. I definitely just want to jam this and start drawing some cards. Okay, so that's Phoenix in the graveyard, so this is the other reason for not playing the cage early, is that if they put a bunch of Phoenixes into the yard, sequentially, not like trying to go for it in a oneer, then they'll have issues being able to actually win the game, because all these Phoenixes will be in the yard. So we're done. Okay, that didn't take very long. I thought he was going to put up a bit more of a fight there. Like we obviously won that matchup from that side, so yeah, we'll probably still do a wrap on it. We managed to get 4 games in, so that's a pretty good set for 45 minutes. So I'll definitely play this deck again. The mono blue deck. I'll play the Izzet deck as well. They were both excellent. So yeah, this deck's awesome. The ability to have all of your creatures be targets for your Octopus is very good. So obviously we've got we've got 16 creatures that are then targets of the octopus. Octopus can just be a creature by itself as well, which is great. We've obviously got a suite of various different counter spells topping up in the board. Cage is very well set up against the Garuda decks, along with like the Phoenix decks that we've just seen. Cerulean Drake's very good against mono red and against the Drakes. Aether Gust again very good in those matchups too. Shadow Spear was very good against mono red. Not that we drew it, but like just being able to suit up like a Brazen Borderer or like a Stonecoil Serpent to be able to get some extra life. I really like the Shark Typhoons in the mirror. We did lose the mirror, that was the only one we lost with this, but I think that was just down to my opponent probably having played some more games with it. That was only our second or third match with it, so this deck is sweet. Would definitely recommend giving it a bash. But that is everything for today, so thank you everyone for watching, and we will catch you next time.